Welcome back to our bi-weekly or semi-weekly installment, whatever it is, whichever one works, of the ECB cast, East Coast Bound cast. Today we got some titillating topics about some interesting trades that have been going on in the past few weeks. We had a blockbuster signing with Gordon Hayward not too long ago, and now we have an even bigger trade that just happened. And we're gonna be talking about some of the rankings that have been released about some teams around the NBA. Interesting take by ESPN and everyone else on some teams, but we're going to be talking about it. And last but not least, some of the favorite players of this group itself. We're going to be talking about the Ball Bros. So I know my man Narf and Aray have some interesting take on the Ball Bros, and I'm gonna let them go and take it over. It's all you guys.
Okay, first of all, who said that was my favorite player or one of my favorite players? That's straight cap. Second of all, I feel like it's not as impressive. Like it is pretty impressive to get all three of your brothers in. That's really cool and all, right? But if you think about it, there's a better set of three brothers in the NBA, the Holiday brothers, and they're all pretty decent. They're all really good
Nah,
compared to the Ball brothers.
there's a better set of brothers though. The Antetokounmpo brothers. One's a champion.
Nah. I'll do you one better. The Plumlee brothers.
The souls.
Marshall Plumlee. Mason Plumlee. I can't remember that third brother, but they're
Miles
also
Plumlee.
good. No, I was kidding, but
Marshall.
Miles Plumlee, Mason Plumlee.
Marshall Plumlee.
yeah. So honestly, all I gotta say about the Ball brothers is, out of all of them, LiAngelo is the only one that has a jumper that looks like a normal jumper. Other than that, I have nothing to say about them.
Wait, hang
Man,
the
you
okay, hang the
big
fuck on.
dude.
Hang on.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, how dare you forget the Curry brothers?
Is that? I mean, that's not really a trio, though, right? Like the Plumlee brothers. That's
They're
a trio,
brothers enough.
The Ball brothers trio. Antetokounmpo brothers
They're
trio.
brothers. They're brothers.
Man, oh wait, the third Splash brother. I forgot about DeAndre Jordan, man. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
my fault. Narf, continue.
Nah, I was just gonna say, LaMelo. He's 6'8" point guard. You know that's some crazy stuff. They just got his size officially measured. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to find out the new generation point guard. I feel bad for like old school point guards like Chris Paul and stuff having to like guard LaMelo and Ben Simmons. They probably wouldn't guard them, but like just being matched up like that. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, it's crazy. This whole new generation, they're all like if you look at all the new point guards or most of the new point guards that are coming into the league, they're all like the size of a shooting guard or small forwards or even power forwards in certain cases. Like 6'8" for a point guard, that's insane. You know what I mean? I don't know,
Yeah.
but we'll have to see how these three brothers play out. In my opinion, right
I don't know
now,
why
currently,
Issa even
the
brought this
Holiday
topic
brothers.
up though. I don't know why Issa brought this up. He was the one that was supposed to be talking about this. I don't know why he went silent because we all started roasting him before we started recording this podcast. Because this dude was all hyped about Jello going to Detroit. What was that all about, Issa? Come on, talk, bro. Nothing.
I mean, I got nothing to say, man. All I wanted to say was I just thought it was really interesting that LeVar Ball literally spoke it into existence, man. No one ever thought that LiAngelo would get into the league, but somehow the Detroit Pistons saw him and were like, "Hey, let's pick up this dude." And even though like we could have seen LaMelo Ball coming into the league because his skill is up there, like his offensive talent is up there, it's just insane that LiAngelo Ball signs with Detroit like the same season. So it's going to be really interesting to see like how everything's going to play out, because the way I was looking at it, right? Like a lot of people already think that LaMelo is better than Lonzo offensively speaking, because like his 3-point shot is better looking according to some people than Lonzo. But I was just thinking it's going to be really interesting to see that dynamic. Like you have one brother, with the Pelicans, you got one brother with the Timberwolves, or Charlotte, my bad. Then you got one brother with Detroit. So I just think it's going to be really interesting to see that dynamic play out. That's the only reason why I was trying to bring it up. I don't know why everyone was clowning me for it. Be like, oh, why would you bring up the Ball brothers? And now all you guys talking crap, bro. But you were the ones who wanted to talk about it. When I said no after that, you guys were like, oh, no, let's talk about
bad,
it.
bro.
No. Now you defend your position. Okay, why did you want to talk about it? I gave my appropriate answer. Now you give me a proper answer. All you said was, "Oh, LaMelo Ball is 6'8" point guard. He's gonna be so hard to defend." Defend your position now, dude.
Bro,
What the fuck is that accent?
the only reason I want to talk about it was to clown on you, bro, because it's not a relevant topic. Like, no one cares about the Ball brothers. Lonzo's irrelevant. LaMelo's the only relevant one because he actually has good odds of winning Rookie of the Year. But Jello going to Detroit, that means nothing. He's probably not even going to get playing time, like maybe a minute, and then like get waived after or go to the G League again. So, yeah, I don't think this is news at all.
But what the fuck? Yeah, like honestly, do you guys even feel like anything for Detroit? Like, I don't like they're like just in like relative like obscurity. Like they're not as bad. They're not as bad as like the Cavs where they're infamous for being bad. I'm like, I literally don't feel shit in any way, shape, or form for Detroit. I'm like, you got Jeremy Grant going there, the Angelo Ball. Like at this point, it's more of a PR stunt than it is like a competitive one because of what kind of system do they have, bro? Like, what is their goal or plan or whatever? I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, I don't know.
They have Blake Griffin still, so.
Oh,
dude, I don't understand, dude. I don't understand. I can't.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just
they do have one really good thing about them, and that's that they have the coach with Dwayne Casey. Like he's a really good coach. Yeah. I think that he could he can probably figure something out with the current roster that they have. But I feel like they need to give him a better lineup if they want to be actual like playoff contenders or even like championship contenders or whatever. But other than that, like Detroit signing LiAngelo, I think it's really interesting. I don't know why they signed him.
I mean, it's not even a fully guaranteed contract. So,
damn, if you're gonna interrupt,
my bad.
No, you good. No, what I was saying was like, I feel like LeVar pulled some strings, like talking to someone and said, "Hey, sign my son, even if he's on the bench. I just want to make this happen." I feel like that's what happened.
Yeah, it's almost like yeah.
I feel like if LiAngelo like shows out this season, it's gonna be really interesting. But I don't know though. Like it's interesting. That's all I can say. It's interesting.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Issa. I think of it this way. They like this is all alleged. Like I can't confirm any of this. Just maybe they were like, listen, like the Ball family, they're a brand. Like first 100%. And foremost, and and what is it? They saw it like this. Like they were just like hey, he may not be able to produce or like help you guys compete or whatever, but like at the end of the day, you guys are a business. You guys aren't like an infallible like organization that only cares about winning and nothing else. Like they have to be able to pay the players, the employees, the arena workers and everything. So they're like, and the Ball brother does bring in some business, right? That's the way I see it.
That's probably what Detroit's trying to do.
They need everything they can get.
While we're talking about Detroit, though, their rookie Killian Hayes, I think he's an interesting pickup for Detroit. Like he seems to have a lot of potential. He played professionally in France, so with Derrick Rose's mentorship, I think he has potential for sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I gotta keep an eye on this dude because Loki, I ain't never heard of this dude, but like I might follow him on IG to see what's up. So, all right. I feel like we are collectively blanking on any sort of thought, like on the Ball bros at this point. So let's get into the real good stuff. The Russ and the John Wall trade. Like, how do y'all feel? Because I know there's a very like, there's polarizing opinions on all sides for it. So, Kyle, you've been suspiciously quiet today. Let's change that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's no secret that I'm not a huge fan of Russell Westbrook. I mean, for last episode or 2 episodes ago, we spent like 15 minutes about him and I called him trash and overrated and everything. But I do think Washington won the trade. So it's the details of the trade were that Houston traded Russell Westbrook to Washington for John Wall and a 2023 first-round pick. That first-round pick is important because it's heavily protected. In 2023, it's a lottery protected. 2024, top 12. The next year, top 10. And then in 2026, top 8 protected pick. So the highest that Houston can get that pick at would be at number 9 in 2026. And they traded all their picks to get Russell Westbrook in the Chris Paul deal. So when they did that, they gave up their whole future. One thing that people have not been talking about is that they've been getting some picks back. They got 2 first-round picks for Robert Covington, and then they got this 3rd pick for Russell Westbrook. I do think at this point it's hard to say that John Wall is better than Russell Westbrook. I don't think he is because he hasn't played in 2 years. I actually wrote some stuff down. Per Basketball Reference, John Wall has, in the last 3 years, only played in 73 of a possible 236 games. He's had a bunch of lower leg injuries and has had multiple surgeries. Judging him is difficult because the last time he was healthy was his best season. So it's going to be I think at this point, until we see it from John Wall, that the Wizards won the trade, in my opinion.
That's honestly, I honestly thought I was gonna be the only one who said that. I thought people were gonna say, oh, like, oh, wait, you're saying the Wizards won the trade, or are you saying thing?
The Wizards.
Wizards won the trade with Russ. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying too. I thought I was gonna be the only one with that opinion. I was actually gonna cite the exact same reasons. The thing is that it's been a while since Wall has played, right, and he has all those injuries, right? I was gonna say exactly that, and I feel like unless Russ does like stays how he's usually been, right, and he just chucks up like really dumb shots at times, right? If he just keeps on doing what he's been doing for a while, I feel like then the Wizards would lose that trade. But other than that, I feel like Wall, he's good, right? But as you said, he hasn't played in a while. He has a lot of injuries on him, and unless he's willing to play like second fiddle to James Harden, right, and he's willing to take like a lower position with the ball, with less ball handling and everything like that, then I feel like the Rockets could win the trade. But currently, I see the Wizards like winning this trade on top.
I gotta
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
So one of the reasons I said that Washington won the trade. Don't get me wrong. This trade has setbacks for both teams. They basically traded the 2 worst contracts in the league for each other and said, "Good luck. I hope this works out better for you than it did for us." One of the drawbacks for Washington, and then me and Narf were arguing about this in the group chat when he was saying that Bradley Beal isn't like an elite player because the Wizards only won 25 games last year. The reason that they only won 25 games is that they were a middle of the pack offense, and per Basketball Reference, they were the second worst defense per NBA.com stats, they were the second worst defense in the league last year, and that was only by 0.1. The worst defense in the league was the Cavs, who were at a 114.8 defensive rating. The Wizards were at 114.7. So, I mean, there's only so much Bradley Beal can do when his entire team sucks on defense. Russell Westbrook last year was coming off the most efficient season of his career. In the playoffs, he was hurt, so I don't hold that against him. One of the things that he really did well last year was he drastically lowered his three-point attempt rate. I believe 2 seasons ago, he was attempting almost a third of his 30% of his shots from 3, and last season was second lowest of his career at 16.6. So if he can keep that up, I think that's definitely going to be a plus. But if he goes back to shot chucking, I don't see it working out for either team.
I wanted to make one clarification. Kyle said that I said Bradley Beal is not an elite player. That's not what I said. I said John Wall is a better player than Bradley Beal. I just wanted to make that correction.
Oh,
he's not better than Bradley Beal, so.
Interesting take. But
okay.
Yeah, keep going. Sorry for interrupting, my bad.
I'll let Aray take over, and then I'll come back to that point later.
Man, I feel like I'm the only one that's gonna say that the Rockets were the ones that actually won the trade. So you did make some interesting points, but the reason why I'd say the Rockets won, it's not necessarily that they won the trade, but it's more of the Wizards losing the trade. And I know this is gonna sound biased as somebody that doesn't really support Westbrook's game, but one thing that it does, having Westbrook on that team, is it kind of stunts the growth of some of their younger players, such as Rui Hachimura, Moritz Wagner. I don't even remember the other dude's name, Troy Brown or something like that. But these are all decent young players that have, yeah, Thomas Bryant, that's another guy. But all these younger players that could potentially have a bigger role, it kind of stunts their growth. And I know that John Wall has been hurt, but having him on the Rockets is it's kind of a unique thing because now they have like 3 all-star level players if John Wall can stay healthy and if Cousins can stay healthy. They've got James Harden, and if those 2 players could stay healthy, that's 3 all-star players, and they could honestly make a run for the playoffs. Like, they could make it to the championship. They have a chance if all 3 of them can, be healthy, make a good run. You know what I mean? But there's definitely a chance of that happening. But if you look at the Wizards, they're pretty much in the same state as they were before. I don't really see them getting anywhere near a championship. I mean, I have them in 7th in the East, and I don't think they're going to even win a playoff game or even a series. I don't really see them doing too much with that. That's the reason why I think the Rockets won the trade. I mean, yeah, that pick was heavily protected, but still, giving up a pick, it kind of stunts the growth of the Wizards, and I don't really know what the Wizards are going to do now. I don't know.
So I feel like the reason that the Wizards did this trade, they didn't do it as a long-term trade. They obviously did it as a win-now move because Bradley Beal's under contract, I believe, for 2 or 3 more years. So, and I read the report that was written in The Athletic by David Aldridge that the Wizards weren't as confident that John Wall was really taking his rehab as seriously, and they wanted to have a culture shift. And I mean, Russell Westbrook, he gives 110% on offense. He doesn't play any defense, but I guess that's something. But like, they did this as a win now move, and right now I think Russell Westbrook is better than John Wall because we haven't seen John Wall play in 2 years. So that's why, in my opinion, the Wizards won the
trade. All right.
So I agree with Kyle. I also believe, and Issa, I also think Wizards won the trade. And just, I don't know what Aray is saying about having 3 potential stars. Yeah, James Harden is definitely a star. But by the looks of it, I don't think he's going to remain on the team much longer. Him and PJ Tucker just, there's been pictures of them just like sitting in practice, just chilling, and like they do not look motivated to play. So I see them both getting traded. DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall both coming off Achilles injuries. There hasn't been an athlete in the NBA that has ever come back and like played as they were before, and like John Wall has so many more injuries on top of that. So it's going to be those are 2 really big what ifs if they play to their potential. I don't think it's going to happen. And then on top of that, they don't really have depth on their team. It's just Eric Gordon, but like he has so many injuries too. It's just, I don't know what the Rockets are doing. But Kyle did make some good points. They got a lot of draft picks back with the Robert Covington trade, and so I guess we can see kind of a direction. And with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins both on the team, I guess they're both friends. So like I guess that works out for the fans, like for just. For now, but like I don't think Wizards by any means won the trade or even came close to it. I think they're just I guess trying to take as much less damage as possible. But just going back to Rockets, or sorry, not the Rockets, the Wizards. Russell Westbrook getting added to the team was such a huge bonus or plus in my opinion, because not only is he a great teammate, though I know some of you guys might disagree for some reason. His teammates have always loved him in the past. And already Bradley Beal has made comments about how much energy Russell Westbrook has brought to the team. He's showing up to practice 2 hours from before the game. And like, I really think with Aray was saying something about him not stunning the growth of the youth. I totally disagree with that because, well, for example, Thomas Bryant, he's a center. Yeah, okay, Russell Westbrook's going to take away his stats. I agree with that. Like, he's a stat pattern. But it's not a bad thing because with Russell Westbrook grabbing rebounds, they're able to push the floor much faster. Bradley Beal is a much faster player than the likes of James Harden. So I think that will work really well on fast breaks. And then Thomas Bryant will get a lot more passes because Russell Westbrook, though he has so many turnovers, I agree with that. If he can maintain that and control that, I think he can dime Thomas Bryant a lot, get Rui Hachimura, whatever his name is, very involved in the offense. And I think just him as a floor general on the team again, I think that would be extremely amazing. It's just up to the Wizards coach to make sure that he's able to control Russell Westbrook. And if Russell Westbrook can be controlled by the coach and play as a team, I think Wizards are definitely a team to be feared in the East. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, facts. If I remember correctly, the Wizards, their coach, isn't it Scott Brooks? Right? Am I?
Secret plight.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Scott Brooks is also one of the best coaches that Russell Westbrook had very early on. So I think it'll be a very great reunion. So great point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like maybe Scott Brooks, he was with Russell whenever he was on OKC. So I feel like he has like a better way of understanding. He's known Russell for a lot longer, and maybe he could like talk him into like, buying into the system a little bit more. But one thing that really kind of triggered me that Narf said was that, he said that there are players who have never come back, or they've come back but not nearly as good as they were before, from an Achilles injury. And I have to disagree. I know one specific player who's come back from an Achilles injury, and he's been like, he's been carrying a team right now, and he's been getting abused by a team actually. Rudy Gay actually, he actually got his
and Dominique Wilkins.
I was like, wait, which player is he talking about? I was so confused. I was like, no way, Kobe didn't come back from it. Like, oh my god,
Dominique Wilkins got pretty close.
Don't do that.
Kobe was good too. It's not like he was like absolute garbage after that. But I mean,
Kobe.
I mean, you do have a point. Yeah, it's kind of hard to come back from an Achilles injury just because you lose that range of motion. And your acceleration
explosive. And John Wall's an explosive player. That's what he was doing.
Exactly. So I feel like, I agree with a lot with what everyone has been saying, and I'm gonna have to disagree with Aray saying that the Wizards are gonna suck because of Russell Westbrook. I acknowledge that Russell Westbrook sucks in some ways, but I do know he's a good player. But Aray, he just likes to hate on Russell Westbrook. That's just the way it is.
Definitely true.
Okay.
As much as I support Westbrook, this dude does a complete opposite. He's so biased, he opposes to Westbrook.
Hold up. Okay, I don't think he's gonna make them worse. I said that they're gonna be the 7th seed, so in theory, that would be making them a better team.
I just have one question. Why do you hate Westbrook? I just want everybody on the internet to hear it.
We can take this off the podcast, my friend.
No, say it, bro. Let them know, bro.
Don't hold the podcast back. Come on.
No, not today.
No, today. We're doing it today. We're going there.
People that know me on a personal level, and you guys know that I'm the biggest Marcus Smart fan out there. And like a couple of years ago, they were playing a game against Westbrook, and Smart dropped a career high on him. But that's awesome, right? But we got Westbrook out here talking trash to the media, saying, Marcus Smart, who? And Smart dropped 27 on his head. And Smart was I want to say he was either a rookie or a sophomore player at the time. And Westbrook, I don't know, man. Something about that attitude and that ego just got me heated. But I guess I am a little bit biased. But
a little bit.
It is what it is. But
Russell Westbrook.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. So the reason why I said it's going to stunt the growth of the younger players is because he's so much more ball dominant than John Wall is. And that would mean less touches for the youngsters. We're talking about like Rui Hachimura, Maurice Wagner, and all these other guys. So I feel like if they get less touches, it's going to stunt their growth no matter what. I mean, yeah, they're going to be scoring efficiently, but they won't be scoring on their own. They won't be able to do things that they can do without Westbrook. You know what I mean? And then another reason why, and we're going to step away and aside from Westbrook and the players. So if you guys remember when IT got traded from the Celtics, obviously Danny Ainge and the Celtics management got a lot of hate for it. And a lot of players within the NBA, they were kind of wanted to stay away from going to the Celtics in the free agency market. So now we've got the Wizards doing something kind of similar. Obviously, it's not as bad as the IT situation, but if you think about it, like John Wall's he's been there. He's the longest tenured player on the Wizards. And, there was a report that came out that said that he didn't want to be traded. And they said that he was going to be traded. And then they said that, no, you're not going to be traded. And then he ended up getting traded. So, I mean, it might be a small problem, but it might, grow up to be a bigger problem in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, you guys do make some really good points, and we'll kind of have to see how it goes. There are a lot of what ifs, but if all those what ifs for the Rockets, those three players being healthy are a good thing, then then yeah, whatever. But anyways, I want to hear Shaman's thoughts on this.
Thoughts on what? No, what kind of word vomit did I just hear?
He wants to give Marcus Smart that Seagull Gog 3000.
Dude.
That's all I heard.
All right. No, what I heard is that we're moving to the next fucking topic. We're moving to the next topic now. All right, we're going over and under. We're definitely going over that fucking whatever bullshit you just said, bro.
Oh man.
All right, over unders. Come on.
All right. So assuming we're all looking at the same list, so over under, right? For those of you who don't know, like not only ESPN, but like we've been looking at some of the projected wins of some teams, and basically this team in specific or in particular, I didn't like the way that they've been placed, right, by Vegas, per VegasInsider.com. They basically have like a whole list of all 30 teams in the league, and essentially they have. Shaman, you gotta chill out with that, homie.
Sorry, this muffin's delicious.
Essentially, they have San Antonio winning 29.5 games out of 72, and I feel like that's just absolutely horrendous. And now a lot of people will disagree with me, but I feel like one thing that the Spurs did do this offseason is that they maintained continuity. Like Jakob Poeltl, like he's been with the team for a few years. DeJounte Murray, he's been developing. Derek White, developing. And like I feel like that actually should give them reason to be higher up in the league. I feel like it's really like disrespectful for the Spurs to be down at 29.5 with the likes of freaking like Cleveland winning 22 games, like 22.5. Like, come on, man. And I mean, everyone has their opinions and whatnot. And the Spurs have always been written off. Like there's never been a single season where they're like, oh, Spurs are going to be amazing this season. They're going to absolutely win it all. They're going to be on the top of the pack. Like it's almost never like that. And it's really unfortunate, but that's just the way it is for the Spurs. That's all I got to say about the Spurs. I feel like it should be at least a few games higher. Because that's just ridiculous, man. Like winning.
I actually agree with you, Issa. Because they still have DeRozan. Did you see that NBA top 100 list? And they put DeRozan like 83. Like, come on, put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name.
ESPN.com. Like ESPN.com put DeRozan at 83.
Man, we should be.
Come on, dude.
Writing an article,
DeRozan, bro. Like it just makes no sense. And I feel like people always write off players on the Spurs team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, ESPN is a business. They don't care. They don't give a shit about. They don't give a shit about being objectively right, because ESPN is not basketballreference.com. These people are out here to make money, and one thing they really care about is not the sport of basketball. They care about advertisements and CPMs. So they're gonna say dumb shit all the time just so they can get more traffic, and this way more advertisements will load. And
is that what Aray be doing with Marcus Smart?
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Bro, chill. Smart was ranked 37, so calm down, please.
That's some recency bias. That is some recency bias.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
No bias.
All right,
no
please
bias.
continue. I think I cut you off, Issa.
No, I mean, I only wanted to give my opinion on the Spurs, and I feel like they're just being they're just being disrespected, man. I feel like they deserve to be higher, and there's a number of reasons they should be higher.
Dude, exactly.
Here, let me.
About this. Oh.
Here, I'll take over. Okay. So let me give you one of the reasons why. So they're in the Western Conference, and that conference is highly competitive. And for that reason, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. So one of the teams that was on there was the Jazz, and I believe they were ranked at like 42 wins or 40 wins. Sorry about that. And I actually think that they're gonna go under that just because the West is super competitive, like I've mentioned, and that's probably why the Spurs are ranked a lot lower, because they're gonna have to go up against a lot like more better teams. Like if they were in the Eastern Conference, then maybe they'd have more wins than 29. But because they're in the Western Conference, it's the same thing with the Jazz. Because they're in the Western Conference, there's going to be a lot more harder teams that are going to be on the road and their schedule. So that being said, I think the Jazz are going to go under. And another reason why is all the teams around them also got a lot better. So if you look at pretty much any team in the Western Conference, they got a lot better. the Jazz, pretty much the only acquisitions they made that I can think of off the top of my head is they extended or they re-signed Jordan Clarkson, and they also got Derek Favors. So now they've got a decent, like a pretty good 6-man in Jordan Clarkson, and then now they've got another center or another front court player that can't shoot the ball. So now you've got Rudy Gay and Derek Favors, and it remains to be seen if both of them will be starting at the same time. But that's just two centers that can't really shoot the ball from three. And then on top of that, like Joe Ingles is kind of falling off. Bogdanovich is coming off an injury, so like I really don't see the Jazz winning too many games. And there's only so much that a guard can do in this league. I've always been somebody that says that a guard can't carry a team to a like a high seeding playoff. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal opinion. I don't know what you guys have to say about it.
I want to hear Kyle's personal opinion.
I mean, I don't really have a huge take on the Jazz. I haven't really thought about them much. You're right that they did bring back Jordan Clarkson and they did re-sign Derek Favors. Used to be on the team. He's back now. I don't know. I doubt that they'll start Derek Favors and what's his name, Rudy Gobert at the same time. I would assume they'd rather start like Royce O'Neal and Joe Ingles and then put Bogdanovich at the 4. Because you have to remember that they didn't have Bogdanovich in the playoffs when they lost to the Denver Nuggets. So it remains to be seen what they look like. But you definitely could be right.
So I actually have one thing to say. See, the Jazz, they on paper, they don't look like the most amazing team, but it's just I feel like they're very good defensively, especially with Rudy Gobert as the anchor, and he's been mentioned in the Defensive Player Award multiple years, the All Defensive
Overrated.
Team. Okay, and you only consider him overrated. You only consider him overrated because he took the Defensive Player of the Year award away from Marcus Smart.
Hell yeah, bro.
So your opinion is irrelevant. Your opinion does not matter. That's the only reason why you're wrong. So yeah, on paper, Jazz.
Okay, hold up.
What?
I just want to say one thing, and I have to cut you off for this. Last year they won 42 games, so going down 2 wins is not out of the realm of possibility. And yeah, so yeah, whatever.
No.
Keep
it's 2 wins, but you don't even consider them a playoff team, do you?
Nope, just because I feel like the other teams will be a lot better than they are.
You think by losing 2 games, they're not going to get into the playoffs? I don't know. I get it. The West is very competitive. Yeah, go ahead.
I think they were like the 5th or 6th seed last year at 42 wins. So with 2 less wins, that they could fall off. And you got rising teams in the league. You've got the Mavericks, who are going to be ranked a lot higher this year, in my opinion. You've got the Suns, who could reach like some playoff relevancy, and then you've got even the Memphis Grizzlies. In my opinion, they could get a win or 2 here and there, just kind of like keep the Jazz out of playoff contention. You know what I mean? Like getting a spot, like a playoff seed.
Oh, okay. What y'all want to hit first, man? Y'all want to do trivia, or y'all want to talk about Warriors? Come on, make a decision, because I definitely want to do. I want to do both of them, but make a decision, y'all. Come on.
I know Narf has something to say about the Warriors, so he got it, and then let's do the trivia question by our main man Kyle. But Narf, go ahead. Say your thing about the Warriors.
All right. So for the over and under.
Wait, real quick. I just want to say they still drafted James Wiseman at number 2. I just want to bring that up again. Go ahead.
Put some respect on his name. All right. So the Warriors, their odds are 36.5, which I feel like is such a disrespect to a team that has Stephen Curry, and this team, they lost Klay Thompson, but I think they're still an amazing team, and I have a very hot take. I really think they're going to be 3rd seed in the West. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but they have Stephen Curry, and I'm not the biggest Curry fan or anything, but their team has James Wiseman, I think he has potential to be a really good center, and then they have Eric Paschall, who's in a sophomore year. He's a very good scorer. Marquise Chris, he's a good rebounder, and he has a defensive presence. He's not the best defender, but he's there. Draymond Green has always been known for his defense. Andrew Wiggins, easily 20 plus point per game scorer. he's a great support for Steph Curry. They have Kelly Oubre, sexy man. So and then so he's great defensively. And Ken Bazemore, he's a great shooter off the bench. So they have that. They have everything. So I think if everyone can stay healthy and Steph Curry can play at his MVP level, don't forget who Steph Curry is, man. This guy won unanimous MVP, fully deserved. And I think with him on the team, as long as he's healthy and as long as the entire team is healthy, I think they have great chemistry, and I think they have great potential to be number 3 seed.
So I kind of want to push back on the point that you made. I don't think they're going to be a 3 seed. When I actually saw that their odds were so low, I'm actually going to take those odds at what they are. So my reasoning for this is that their starting lineup, I'm going to project it to be Steph, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond, and then either at center is either going to be James Wiseman, or Kevon Looney. Only one of those guys is an above average 3-point shooter. It's Steph. He's the best shooter in the league. And then the second closest is Kelly Oubre, who's at like 35%. Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins are both bad shooters, and Kevon Looney and James Wiseman are both non-shooters. The Warriors, they're not as shallow as I thought they were. They actually have like a 9 or 10 man deep rotation, but three or four of those players are power forwards or centers who are non-shooters. Teams will be able to lock on to Steph, similar to what they did last year, because you got to remember before Steph got hurt last year that the Warriors were trash. They were like 1-3, and Steph was putting up like 25 a game, but he was struggling with efficiency because teams could just hop on him.
I just want to say Steph Curry only played 5 games last year. So and on top of those,
I agree.
Yeah, those games are only he didn't even play full minutes. He played he only averaged 27.8 minutes per game. So that's not even his normal level. So
they were getting blown out in most of those games. So I mean, don't get me wrong, Steph's a great player, but teams are going to lock onto him. Plus, he's 32. Him and Draymond have both played like long finals runs for the past 5 or 6 years. I could be wrong. They could, because they definitely did get more athletic this year. They could run up and down the court. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they missed the playoffs. I had them at 9th, but you got to remember, from 7 to 10 is in the play-in tournament, so they could definitely get into the playoffs. But I don't think they're going to be higher than maybe 6.
All right. Are we still doing this trivia thing? Because I'm actually legitimately excited for that.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. So the question for today's trivia is, let me just pull it up real quick. So in NBA history, in the course of NBA history, there have been 5 players in their rookie seasons who have averaged 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. 3 of those players are either Hall of Famers or surefire Hall of Famers. 2 of them are Oscar Robertson, the other one, Michael Jordan, and LeBron. LeBron's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. The 4th guy is Luka Doncic, who, with his career trajectory, it looks like he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. Can you guys name who the 5th player is?
Okay, give me a hint. Okay, is he like a recent player or no? If I can ask for a hint. No, he's not a recent player.
Yeah, so Issa, you got to go first.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, okay, so
there have only been 5 players in history who have gotten 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in their rookie season. LeBron was one, Jordan was one, Luka was one, and Oscar Robertson was one. So he's saying who's
the last guy?
Who's the 5th one? Damn.
Ben Simmons?
Nope.
No, it's definitely not Ben Simmons. In their rookie season. Okay, can you tell us what season or what year he was drafted or no?
A guy just make a pick. We don't got time.
Oh my god, bro! There's all right.
Someone else guess.
Yeah, you guys go for it first. I'll go next.
All right, Eric, go ahead,
Bro, if it's not Marcus Smart, it's got to be. Wait, so you say he's not recent, right?
No.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Hakeem.
Oh, I'm gonna say Tim Duncan.
All right, you guys are both wrong. Shaman, you want to give it a crack?
Paul George.
Not Paul George. This is something that this guy honestly is only known for. This. The answer is Tyreek Evans.
Boo!
Bro, what? Tyreek Evans? Is that guy? I don't think he's in the league anymore.
Tyreek Evans.
There you go. That's unfortunate.
Right, nobody got that right.
I almost was gonna say him too. I'm like,
that's crazy, bro.
That was my second guess, bro.
Evans.
All I know is Issa was Googling it, but he couldn't find it. So
My man was buying some time, so the entire.
I was right. He did Google last time we did trivia. This dude did Google. He admitted it after.
Yeah,
Hey.
You capping, bro?
Yo, Issa, you better share your screen next time so we can see you searching it up.
I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Nah. All right, I think we're just about to call it, bro.
Yep.
All right, Ray, ride us out.
Ride us out, man. Ride us out, Aray.
Bro, you know I love riding us out. So
What?
You guys already know. Make sure you guys follow us on our socials. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, we got some gameplay in the background. We're on there at the East Coast Browncast. We're also on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts at the East Coast Browncast, and we're also on Instagram at ECBcast, and we just opened up a Twitter too. So if you guys want to reach out to us, please do. And if you guys want to see our projection standings to see what teams we think are going to be good, what teams are going to be bad, make sure to follow us on Instagram at ECBcast. And with that, guys, that's pretty much all we've got for you guys today. And just remember, Marcus Smart the GOAT, Rudy Gobert's overrated, Pascal Siakam's overrated.
Cap.